In this video, I'll explain how you can detect objects in an image using YOLO, which is library means you only look once. It's a real-time object detection algorithm used to find and locate objects in images or video in a single pass. First of all, we need to install the dependencies and make sure to choose the runtime to have T4 GPU, which is free in Google Colab. Then let's import YOLO and check installation. And to load the pre-trained model, I have used the YOLO 8 Nano, version 8 Nano, which is fast and lightweight. To run detection on an image, you need to have access to your drive and then specify the path of the image to the model. And save detection results in any path you want. Let's see the image of the output of YOLO. This is the output image. As you can see, it detected the persons and one chair. And for example, the table is not detected, the trees is not detected. The reason that YOLO only detects classes it was trained on. So you are using a COCO pre-trained data, which contains 80 fixed object classes, including person, sports ball, chair, and other objects. But it doesn't include trees or the tables. So YOLO cannot detect them, even if they are very clear to humans. So the rule is if an object is not in the training classes, YOLO will ignore it. And I'll explain how you can train YOLO to detect other objects using your data. Now let's have a look about the results. For example, if you printed the boxes.xyxy, which is the coordinates of these boxes, for example, this box, this is the X, the upper left, XY, and this is the bottom right of the other coordinate. This is the tensor of this XY, XY. And then the class. For example, person is the class 0 in the data. And then the confidence. So it predicted the person about 89%. And to train YOLO on your own data set, first of all, you need to have data to split it into train and validation set. The more pictures you train the model on, the more accurate result will be. And you need to have a data.yaml file to specify the path of your train and validation set. And the epochs, the times that the model will train the data. So the more you have epochs, also the more accurate you will have results. And the image size to be 640, and the patience to stop training if validation performance doesn't improve for 20 epochs, or the training will not improve for 20 epochs. To evaluate the model, you can use the saved model, which you will find it in this path if you are using Google Colab, and then to use model.val and to specify the batch size. This is optional. This is the number of images processed simultaneously. Remember that you need to have this validation set, images that stored in your Google Drive. And you will specify it in your data.yaml file. Then this is the results. This is the metrics. For precision, it is about 98%, and for the recall, about 67%. So the batch size affects GPU memory usage and validation speed. It doesn't affect the MAP or precision or recall or any model accuracy. Metrics are identical whether batch equals 1 or batch equals 32. Now let's see how you can run the model on images without labels. So you can use any image that you want to detect the object. And as you can see, I trained the model to identify my images, and then I tested with a new image, and it identified my image with confidence 25%. One thing to mention, if you want to train YOLO on your own dataset, you need to have train folder and validation folder. Train folder contains all your images of the object that you want YOLO to detect. For example, I used it to detect my picture in an image and to have the labels. And I will show you how you can label the images. And you need to have data.yaml to specify the path for your training set and for the validation set. Then the number of classes. For example, in my example, I used the original 15 classes because it starts with 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 15 classes. Comes from YOLO dataset, which is Coco. And I trained it on my label, which is label Zilal with index 15. So this is the GitHub where you can use label image to label the image that you want to use on your YOLO model. I will show you, so you can clone the code from here, jump to your terminal, so git clone, I am in desktop, and paste the code for the GitHub repo, and then you need to wait till the code is downloaded in your computer. After downloading label image, make sure you are inside the folder label image, and you can follow the instructions depending on your operating system. For example, I have iMac, so I followed these steps to run the program. Let me show you. So this is the interface of label image. Make sure to use this YOLO instead of other options. And you can specify the directory of your images. For example, I used it for my own images. This is the training set where all my images are here. So this is my image. To label it, you need to press on create rectangle and then just to draw the rectangle and to label it with the label that you want to add it. For example, I wanted to add it with label Zilal and press OK. Then go to the next image. You can also draw the rectangle on it like so, and then to use Zilal label, OK, and so on. All of the training images that you have. Once you did that, you will find that there are some text files on the folder that you save using your training set. For example, this one text, because I saved it twice, so you will find one line which contains the label of your object, and this is the X, Y of the upper left of the box, and this is the XY of the bottom right of the box of the image. This is very crucial if you want to use your own data set to train YOLO.